Good morning. Yesterday, I was reading a little bit and I stumbled upon logoi, the word logoi. I was like, what is this? I'm going to have to check it because I stumble upon a lot of English archaic. And you know what? It's actually pretty cool, archaic. It feels more poetic and it has style. I kind of wonder why didn't they keep it? It's so cool. English archaic. Anyway, logoi, I think it's Greek for the plural of logos. I didn't know that. That logos had the plural. Logoi. I might be mistaken, I'm not a specialist in anything. But superficially, that's what the internet told me. Well, I was looking for the definition. So I was listening because I listen to a lot of things. And I mean, you have to take bits and pieces from all over the place and notice if the center holds, right? And if it does, then you bring all of those pieces together and you develop a worldview. That's I do that a lot. I'm constantly looking because I have time. My lifestyle allows it. So I listen to a lot. I read what I can. In fact, my eyes are aching right now because they're dry. I've been focusing too much on the pages and on the screens. I'm gonna have to go to the pharmacy, get some of those moistifiers for the eyes or something. So I'm listening, and I from this particular Pali translator and Sanskrit translator and ancient Greek translator. He said logos is not the word. Yeah, logos, depending on the situation, depending on the context, might mean different things. When you mention logos, it is not physical. Logos, you are talking about something that is supernatural, spiritual, something metaphysical. Yeah. So depending on the context, you can use it, like the logos of the word. And people are like, well, the word, what is the word? It's not words like speaking. Oh, no, it's not physical. No, the word, again, many mystics mistaken the definition of this. In the beginning, there was the word. No, in the beginning, metaphysically, and this is cross cultures, there was this silent utterance. It's a silent, like a silent prayer. It's a silent utterance. What it is disturbance of the soul, an agitation, a disturbance of the soul. It's almost like the soul became conscious of its existence. There's the utterance of the soul. In the beginning, there was that. The soul started listening to itself. That's what it's meant, right? The logos of the word. Anyway, on another subject, before breakfast, yeah, maybe I should talk about that. I'm trying to lose weight because it's the end of winter, and I noticed it depends on your system, right? I noticed if I fast, I lose weight, but it has to be dinner. I have to skip dinner for it to work. If I skip breakfast, it doesn't work on me. Yeah, it has to be dinner. So I have breakfast. I have a nice breakfast. Today I had a can of sardines, I had a bunch of eggs and a bunch of bacon. Lots of fat and omega 3s and omega 6 because the sardines was in olive oil. So that was my breakfast. And then I'm going to have lunch. And then I don't eat anything more until next day. I might drink water. Uh, that's it. So if I skip dinner, it works. But if I skip breakfast, it doesn't work. I don't know. So you gotta, test this out yourself. During winter, we don't move that much and we eat more. because cold kind of opens our appetite, because fat kind of protects us from the cold. I think it's common sense. Lack of sun as well, we kind of become more sluggish, and we tend to put some weight. I put some 3 4 kilos, so now I'm trying to lose them. Anyway, I've also started using aloe vera on my scalp. Yeah, I kind of got the dandruff under control. But now I'm like, let's try aloe vera. I bought a couple of plants last year, and they've grown quite well. So I started taking, those leaves from underneath. I take bits as I use as I require as I use them. I take bits, and squash them thoroughly until it's very liquid, and then I apply it on the scalp. This I do it like twice a week. I just started. We'll see if there's results, because hair is falling. I mean, after the shower, I know I started drying the hair and stuff, and I noticed some hair here and there, and the stem, the root of the hair is solidified like a rock, and it has a layer around it, and it's almost like sediment. I don't know. It literally dried and falled, literally. Anyway, that's life. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't really bother me. So that's that. On another subject, it's about the cultural revolutions, the colorful revolutions. I mean, these things happen seasonally. It's almost like a flu that affects civilizations. Whenever civilization reaches a certain of comfort and stability, there's a rise of the midwits and narcissists. They start rising. They start demanding unrealistic things, and I don't know. It's almost like an infectious thing. It affects the most suggestible people, and most people are suggestible. It enables narcissism. It enables bad behavior. And it gets really bad when they get into power. Then they start manipulating laws and rules, and uh, biology doesn't, facts, logic, and wisdom, biology and common sense doesn't apply anymore. Everything is subjectable, subjective. And I think we have records 100% of this happening during the French Revolution, but I think this goes beyond. It happened in the Roman Empire that it didn't quite collapse, but it was fractioned into multiple, factions. It fractioned in three, I suppose. The center of the empire went to Constantinople, but then it returned to the Vatican. But it was because of the same reasons, I suppose. It is written all over the place, but nobody cares about reading anymore. Nobody cares about reading the classics. The ancient classics, philosophers, they warn everybody about this. And they talk about it, but nobody listens. Nobody cares about reading. This time might be different. This time might be very different. Unlike, the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia, in Germany, in China, in South Africa, everywhere. I mean, unlike those places, now we have phones in our pockets, and everybody can record this in 4K, record it. And so you don't need to read it. You can watch it happening in 4K. Is humanity going to learn? I don't think so. They don't learn. They just react. You see, they don't learn from the ages. They just react because most people are reactionists. They just react to things. They don't think too much. So it just repeats itself. The difference that we as humans are not different from 2,000 years ago. We're not so different from 5,000 or 10 or 12 or whatever date. We are exactly the same behaviors, same dynamics. What changed since the Stone Age, quote unquote, until now is that we have technology, but we haven't changed at all. So that's all I wanted to say. Have a nice day.